Madridistas, welcome to Madrid. Welcome to my home. I'm so excited about this match and so happy that you guys are joining me for this one because I'm very, very seriously nervous about this one. By the way, my tech buddy, let's say hi.
Hi.
Juan Carlos. He was doing the initial screen and he misspelled Watchalong, but we have to forgive him. It's not, English is not his first language.
Sorry.
Look, you guys, I am seriously excited about this. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is very tense. Let's put up the lineup. Pon la alineación.
Yes,
Vamos a comentarlo.
Let's go.
Okay, the lineup is pretty much exactly what we expected. Okay, it's a 4-4-2 with a diamond, much more defensive than what we saw when we played a few weeks ago, which I think is a very smart thing to do. It makes you more solid defensively. I think that Vini and Kylian are players that need a lot of space anyway, so I actually think it's better to play a 4-4-2. I've kind of always advocated for that. But I'm really excited about this one. The tension level is incredibly high. I think this is going to be really, really super, super exciting. Definitely give me your comments. I'm going to do a better job this time, hopefully, of looking at the chats kind of as I watch the game. I'm still kind of learning how to do this. I'm totally technologically impaired, in case you guys haven't noticed that. But this is going to be a fantastic match. I think the formation is good. I think Rudiger coming back is absolutely key. I love that Trent is back in the starting 11. He's going to bring a lot to our play. So I'm really, really happy about this. By the way, and just before we get started, just a very quick shout out to a couple of my buddies, other YouTubers who are probably doing live streams as well, but I communicate a lot with them. So to Dali FC, brother, fingers crossed. Let's hope we get a win tonight. And also Dave. Dave Talks Madrid is the name of his channel. So just a quick shout out to my fellow YouTubers. So it's kind of cool to have a community and be friends with all these guys. All right. I'm very, very nervous about this one. I think that if we score first, things will set up very nicely for us. We love to counter. We got tons of speed on the counter. We have players to deliver long passes, deep balls. So I think if we score first, this can really, really play into our hands. What we absolutely cannot do is settle back into a low block. I think that would be a recipe for disaster. Another thing that I think is going to be very helpful is that it's not pissing rain today. I mean, last time we played, it was kind of chaotic and it was sort of pissing rain. We have very, very technically gifted players. And I think that the difference, the sort of differential in technique and quality is more pronounced when the playing conditions are very good. So I'm really, really happy about that. Watch us score 3 today. Somebody asked me what my predictions for this match were, and I'm thinking sort of 1-2, 1-3. I don't know why I have a feeling we're going to win. The momentum, especially after the Barça defeat, there's a lot of really positive momentum. I was talking to my uncle. He's not in Madrid, which is not why he's not sort of doing this with me, but we were talking about it and we were saying, if we get a decent result tonight, which is sort of a draw or a victory, and if we perform well in Pamplona against Osasuna on the weekend, in 2 matches, you can literally completely turn around all of the momentum of the year. And I think it would seriously change everything. So this match is absolutely key. The match against Osasuna is absolutely key. And I think in terms of sentiment, we can really, really turn this around. So I'm very, very excited about this. I'm a little bit nervous. The Champions League always gets me going. Like my football juices flow when I watch the Champions League. Like La Liga, sometimes you want matches against modest teams and it's kind of like, okay, whatever. But the Champions League is the tournament that Madridistas are obsessed with. This is the tournament that people remember. If you ask anybody in the world who won La Liga in 1984, no one gives a shit. If you ask someone who won the European, like everybody will remember. This is what makes history, and this is what makes you the king of kings. This is the competition that I care about. And I know that on paper, I think nobody realistically expects us to win it this year, but that's what I said in 2024. That's what I said in 2022. With Real Madrid, you never know. So there's always that glimmer of hope. And it's just part of our DNA that you can never really count us out. So, despite everything that's happened this year, when it comes to the Champions League, it's impossible to not be hopeful and to not sort of be excited because you just never know with this team. So let's see what happens. But I'm hopeful, and I don't know why I have a feeling we can win tonight. And by the way, one more thing I want to say before the match starts is to all of all of my Muslim followers around the world. I want to say Ramadan Mubarak, and I'm kind of learning to say something. So, Allahumma takabal siyamakum wa salatakum, inshallah. So I wish you guys a very peaceful Ramadan. May Allah keep you all safe. So I just wanted to pass that on for all of my Muslim followers out there. All right, they're in the tunnel. I'm getting nervous. Fede looks very focused. Thibaut Courtois is a monster. This guy's like 6'7". Aurélien looks very, very focused. By the way, in the last watch-along, we spoke a lot of German. I thought we'd do a lot of French today. Alors, les francophones, vous êtes où? Je veux vous voir. Montre-moi les francophones, les Français, les Belges, les Québécois, les Libanais. Vous êtes où exactement? All right. Well, I'm expecting. I want to see some comments in French. We're going to try French today. Okay. All right, TikTok. This is a really big deal. I'm very, very curious to see how Trent does. I hope he can make the 90 minutes because, he's coming back to form. He may get a little bit tired towards the end of the match because to be in playing form, you have to have a lot of continuity. So I'm hoping that Trent can at least give us 70, 75 good minutes. That would be fantastic. The atmosphere in the stadium is going to be brutal, so it's not going to be easy. I think in the first minutes, I've said this many times before, when you play a really important match like this away from home, it's absolutely critical that in the first 10, 15 minutes, you take the sting out of the game because Benfica is going to come out, sort of balls out. The crowd is going to be like absolutely into it. You need to take a little bit of the sting out of the game, and you do that with possession. So control the ball, short passing. Don't take too many risks in the first few minutes. Just try to take a little bit of the pressure out of the game and settle things down a little bit. That's kind of an important thing to do away from home, especially in this competition. There's Kylian, Bini, Carreras, Trent, Arda, vamos Arda, Camavinga, Hausen, Aurélien, Rudiger, Courtois, and Fede. All right, boys, this is huge. They have an eagle in the back. I guess that must be part of the Benfica logo. Yeah, this crowd is going to be into it, and you have to take the crowd out of it. That's absolutely mission critical. All right, let's see some of the comments. What does the tifo translate to? Até o fim means until the end. That's what it says on the banner in the stadium in Lisbon. Hopefully no cigs today. All right, no smoking today. I promise. You saw Courtois in Vegas and Miami. He's huge, someone wrote. By the way, Lavio67, and I love you. You're always, very active in my comment section. For all my Turkish followers, actually for all of you, I have a very funny story at halftime that I want to tell you guys about running into Mesut Özil and Sami Khedira in Las Vegas at a nightclub called Tao. It's a really funny story. I don't think my fiance is going to be very happy about it, but it is a funny story. We ran into them, and I have to tell you about that. But I'll leave it for halftime because I'm not gonna cut off at halftime this time. I think we'll just kind of keep rolling. All right, we're getting ready. Man, the tension level is high. The Champions League makes me more nervous like 10 times more nervous than La Liga. My prediction. Grace Gelmich, thank you. My prediction, 1-2 or 1-3. I think we win by 1 or 2 goals. But I do think we'll concede. So I'm thinking 1-2 or maybe 1-3. Let me know what you guys think in terms of predictions. I saw that Galatasaray, speaking of Turkey, Galatasaray destroyed Juventus. That's pretty amazing. But the stadium in Galatasaray is a tough place to play because the atmosphere is insane. It's one of the stadiums I want to visit one day. Vamos, Mesut Özil. Well, yeah, he's German, I know. Well, he's German-Turkish, I know, and played for the German national team. But he was there with Sami and it was kind of, and who also played for Germany, obviously, but they're of Turkish origin, and all of their buddies, obviously they're childhood Turkish friends when we ran into them. But you guys remember when Mesut in Maracanã, when Germany was beating Brazil 7-0, and Mesut had a counterattack, and he had a totally open goal, and he missed. I think Özil missed on purpose because I think he felt so bad for the Brazilians. And then I think it was, I can't remember who was it, Effenberg, or I think it was Effenberg. One of the midfielders started screaming at Mesut, like, how the hell do you miss that? And they were already winning 7-0. Very German mentality, amazing. But yeah, they obviously, Sami and Mesut, played for Germany, but, Turkish in terms of ethnicity. But I understand why the Turks wouldn't consider him Turkish, because they didn't represent Turkey. I totally get that. Okay, 1-3 is your prediction. I'm kind of with you. Valverde-Trent partnership will feed families. I hope so. Yeah, Özil missed that horribly. Yeah, it seemed suspiciously horrible. All right, the match has started. I've been to Tau. Yeah, we'll talk about that at halftime. All right, let's do this. All right, Benfica attacking on the right. Okay, Huijsen, get that ball out of there. Okay, Vini, settle down. All right, out of bounds. This is what we need. Just take the sting out of the game, slow everything down a tiny little bit, take the adrenaline out of it. The home team always has more adrenaline, so we need to tone it down. There's Mo, who we all love. It's hard not to love him. Okay, but we do definitely want to silence him today. Okay, there's a foul. Camavinga. The only thing I hope is that he doesn't start dribbling in front of our box. He has a tendency to do that, and it drives me nuts. That wasn't much of a foul. He barely stepped on him. That's a little bit exaggerated. But there's going to be a lot of flopping. Benfica flopped a lot about 3 weeks ago when we played. Okay, Vini masterclass today. All right, prediction 0-3. Well, John Susenbach, I hope you're right, brother. Cross into the box. I think he was offside. I think that player was offside, wasn't he? All right, they're heading the ball into the box. See, there's Rudiger. That's what I mean by... Okay, see, that header, that defensive header by Rudiger is exactly what I mean by how important it is to have him back, because we need that kind of strength in aerial play. Real Madrid is a very soft team in aerial balls. All right, Courtois is going to put this back in play. Yeah, it's a Mo team, so they're going to flop. That's very true, Andres. Okay, here we go. Vini, vamos. Long ball. Okay, it looks like we're not gonna be playing the ball out of the back. At least that's the first decision that we've made. We're looking for long balls from the outset. But I think that at the beginning of a match away from home, that makes sense. If you try to play the ball out of the back in the first minutes of a very intense away match, you're taking a lot of risk, because the Benfica players are adrenaline everywhere. Okay, the great ball. Vamos, Arda. Venga, vamos, coño. Oh, my God. Kylian just gave it right to the Benfica. What the hell was that? Oh, shit. Here they come. Okay, there's a little backtracking by Aurélien. Okay, now they called the foul. Okay, but that's an intelligent foul. I don't know what Kylian did in that play. He literally just tapped it right back to a Benfica player. Here comes Benfica. We're settling into defense a little bit low for my taste. All right, Camavinga. The ball back to the middle. Okay, we look a little bit dozy. We're not putting enough pressure on the ball. Okay, Benfica's passing the ball around far too comfortably. Look at this. There's nobody is pressing this ball. You have to attack that ball. Joder, hostia puta, pero qué coño haces? Wait, we're not attacking. Okay, Benfica's passing the ball. That's why Rudiger is pissed. Benfica's passing the ball around like they're in their backyard. La hostia, me cago en 10. We need to be pressing this ball a lot more aggressively. I don't like the energy level that we've come out with. I don't like what I see so far. We're defending too deep. We're not poking the ball. My God, they're just passing it around way too comfortably. Shit. Cago en la hostia. This is not the way you want to start this match. Rudiger boots it out, and possession back to Benfica. This is not the way I wanted to start this match. Benfica is just way too comfortable on the ball. We're defending positionally, but we're not poking, we're not biting. You got to bite. We're doing too much ball watching. No Benfica player that receives the ball is ever under pressure. Look at this. Now they're on the right wing, and Camavinga is 15 meters from him. This is not good, guys. This is not good. Venga, Carreras, pero subir todos. You all have to run up. Carreras, Vini, and Kylian. Where's everyone else? Vini's taking 3 people on. Slow it down. You need the second line to come up. You can't do it on your own. Okay. Settle into possession. Calm down. What was that, Fede? What was that? We look sloppy and dozy, okay? We look sloppy and dozy. This is not the way I wanted to start this match. This is not the way I wanted to start this match. God damn it. Puta. Okay, now press high. Stick your foot in. Oh my God. Venga, cama, hostia. Carreras, venga, Camavinga. Okay, recover the ball. Now let's move up. You need the lines to move up. Now, Vini, you're totally alone. You're totally alone. You have to wait. He has no accompaniment. He has no accompaniment. You're not going to dribble through the entire defense on your own. This is just stupid decision-making. When Vini is in that position, you need to hold up and let the second line of players come up. He was completely alone. All right, now Kylian's going to try the same thing. There's nobody around him. There's no support short. Vini and Kylian are completely alone. I don't really like what I see so far. I don't like this. All right, Rudiger's going to start again. Now, Benfica isn't pressing high. If you notice, they're not even trying to press because I think that they figure that Real Madrid is just going to go long, so they're not even bothering to press high. Okay, Vini. Oh, what a terrible pass. My God. Okay, we look sloppy, dozy, and completely ineffective. Do you know, Vini, you can't take on the entire Benfica defense. This is not how football works. Now, if we're going to press high, you have to be aggressive. Okay, settle that ball down. Hausen did not need to do that. You could control that with your chest. You just gave up possession. You didn't have to. Ese balón se controla con el pecho. ¿Qué coño haces regalando el balón? Joder. All right, first Spanish word you all need to learn, joder. You can imagine what that one means. JC's laughing. Rudiger. Okay, now we're very static. I don't see anybody up front making runs. Okay, Carreras has gone to the middle. All right, that ball needs to go to the wing, but we need more movement off the ball up front. If you notice, Kylian isn't moving. No one's moving. No one's moving. Nobody's moving. This is very static. All right, Vini on the wing, but he's going to need support. All right. The game has solo missions by Mbappe and Bene written all over it. Javi, you're 100% right, and that's exactly what I'm observing as well. You can't do this on your own. You need the other players need to be closer so that you can combine short. They're too isolated. They're playing completely on their own. Javi, you're 100% right. All right. Okay, see there was an attempted run into the box by Kylian. See that little move, that little starting of a run? That's what you need more of. Vini and Kylian need to do that all game long. Okay, that ball almost got to the wing. All right, we're in possession, but we're in the middle of the pitch, and I'm not seeing runs into space. And Arda needs to get the ball. Where the hell is Arda? A ver, Carreras. A ver, Cama. But there's nobody. Okay, Kylian. Okay, all right. You know, shot by Kylian straight to the goalkeeper, but he didn't have an option to do anything else. He didn't have an option to do anything else. He had 3 defenders in front of him, and there was nobody, there was no possibility of a 1-2 or a quick combination to get into the box. I don't like this. All right, Housen. Okay, look left, Carreras and Bini. Okay, there's Kama. Benfica look pretty well positioned. We have to give them a little bit of credit as well. They look sort of well positioned, but we're not running in between the lines. There's no movement in between the lines. There are gaps of space between the Benfica players, and you need to run into those spaces in order to make yourself available for a pass. But if you're not moving off the ball, that can't happen. We're too static. We're too static. Now you know why we need Gonzalo. Well, you know, you might be right. Let's give this a few more minutes, but, you know, you make a good point. All right. Housen looking around. Okay, Bini needs Carreras or Camavinga to support him. Housen's definitely not the right person to be doing it. Housen needs to go back now. Go a bit further back. Camavinga's the one that needs to support Bini, not you. Okay, every pass that we're making is obvious, and every player that receives the ball is static. The ball. Okay, now finally we get a ball into a run. That's what we need. We need the players to be to receive the ball running forward, not static. All right. All right. The only good thing in these first 10 minutes is that Benfica hasn't really had a clear chance. We've had possession the last few minutes, but it's very harmless. It's very innocent possession. We're not creating much of anything. Now Vini is going to try to take everyone on. All right, Camavinga. Kylian, don't get too cute too early, Kylian. This is no time for back heels. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? All right, Rudiger. This is going to go to Housen. Housen's going to look for Vini again. Okay, now you have 1 defender. Now take him on. Okay, now there's 2. Too late. All right, Housen switching play. What a terrible pass by Housen. What the hell was that? What was that, Housen? What was that? That's 30 meters. Is that the best you can do in a 30-meter pass? Press him. Press. There you go. Stick your foot in. That's what you got to do. Steal balls. Camavinga. Bini. Benga. That's it. Now we need people in the middle. Okay. This is a little bit better. This is a little bit better because we had more movement up front. And by the way, did you notice that when Benfica was coming out of the back, the aggressiveness to poke the person receiving the ball instead of just being positionally there? That's what we need to do more of. These are the type of recoveries that win you matches. Okay. No vertical passes forward. No, you're right, because there's not enough movement up front. Painful to watch the first 10 minutes. I'm in pain as well. We're doing well. Slow down tempo. Keep the ball. That's true. Take the sting out of the match. It's true. In that regard, yes, we're managing to take the sting out of the match. But at some point, we're going to have to start increasing the tempo of our movement off the ball. But you're right. We are taking the sting out of the game. Your French is good, c'est pas mal. Pas comme d'antan. Quand j'étais jeune, c'était assez bon, mais maintenant j'ai oublié presque tout. Pas tout, mais c'est pas comme avant. Mais merci, c'est gentil de ta part quand même. Okay, let's see. Now Benfica's in possession. Their forward looks very isolated as well. Okay, they're going to move their second lineup. Switch of play. By the way, why is this guy always alone? Camavinga is playing too far inside. This right winger is always alone. Camavinga, why are you drifting to the middle? Why are you drifting so far to the middle? Get back to your wing. The guy on the right wing is alone all the time. Shit. All right, now they're attacking on the left. Trent. Okay, very good recovery by Fede. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a terrible clearance by Carreras. We're giving them too much time. We're giving him too much time on the ball. They have too much time on the ball. All right, they're starting again. Back to the right wing. Camavinga's always a step too slow to this guy. Corner for Benfica. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel great about this yet. I don't feel great about this yet. We look tentative. That was a terrible clearance by Carreras. Oh, my Lord. All right, corner to Benfica. We are very vulnerable in set pieces and aerial balls. Rudiger is back, and I hope it helps, because we're very, very vulnerable in the air. Okay, Benfica, good cross. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Courtois. We already gave the ball back. What the hell? And Vini isn't backtracking. Vini, why aren't you pressing that guy? God damn it. Why? The Benfica player gets it from Courtois. Vini is 5 meters away from him and doesn't backtrack to press the ball. Totally unacceptable. Okay, now they're pressing high. Let's see how we get out of this. Okay, back to Courtois. Let's see how committed Benfica is to the press. They don't look overly committed to me. They're positionally there, but they're not pressing with a lot of intensity. So this is kind of a half-ass high press. Now Courtois is going to end up having to go long. Okay, bring this ball down. Okay, you have Kylian on the left. There you go. Vini, make a run now into space. Now. That's it. Now we need more people in the middle. Where the hell is everyone else? Where's everyone else? Venga, Fede, no la pierdas. No la pierdas. Oh, man. These guys are making me nervous. Okay, Hausen is looking around. There's just nowhere to send the ball. Rudiger. I need to see Arda. Where the hell is Arda? He hasn't touched the ball yet. What's he doing on the right? God. Okay, here we go. Carreras. I don't know where Vini went. Now Kylian's on the left. Tchouaméni. Yeah, this is not doing anything. Somebody needs to get behind those defenders, and no one's moving. Hausen, this is going to go back to the left. Now Vini is playing the 9 position in the box. So they switched, but to no avail. Okay, get the ball to the right wing. Get the ball. Arda, vamos! Wish. Okay, all right, first attempt. I want Arda to play more in the middle. What the hell is Arda doing so far on the right? ¿Qué coño hace Arda por la derecha? Que se meta más en el centro. Press that ball. Venga, mete el pie. That's it. That's what we need to do. Stick your foot in. Don't ball watch. Stick your foot in. Try to steal the ball. This is what we need to do always. Now Carreras. Carreras needs support on the left. We're a little bit static. We're too slow. You're not going to surprise defenders playing like this. All right, but it's been 17 minutes, and we've managed to slow the play down. So that is the only positive takeaway, is that we took the sting out of the game a little bit. Okay, Carreras, where's Vini? Yeah, I mean, we're really playing keep away, but we're not trying to bite offensively. Okay, now Carreras. Venga. Venga. Yeah, we keep sending the ball to the middle, and we keep having to go back because we're not doing anything up front. Long ball, a little bit too easy. Intercept that ball. There you go. That's a good header. Very good header by Tchouaméni. Okay, Carreras, Camavinga. I want to see Vini back on the left. He's gone to the middle, and I don't think he should be there. Okay, Carreras. It's just there are too many defenders around. It's very hard to create anything at the edge of the box. Okay, that's a good ball. That's a good ball. ¡Ay! ¡Ahora! ¡Remata! ¡Me cago en la hostia! ¡Joder! ¡Puta madre! How do you miss that, Vini? How do you miss that? ¡Joder! ¡Ay, la hostia! How do you miss that? Pero ¿cómo fallas eso? Me cago en la hostia. How do you miss that, Vini? How much money do we pay you to miss that? My God. Okay, if you're going to press high, do it right. And it looks like we're going to try to. Joder, Vini, you can't miss that. You can't miss stuff like that. You cannot miss stuff like that. These are the things that kill you. Look at this. He did the hardest thing in the world was to miss. It was harder to miss than to score. God damn it. All right. If we're going to press, mark your man, mark your man. You need to be marking a man. Stick your foot in. Stick your foot in. That's it. Good job. That's how you steal a ball. And that's how you give away a ball. Fuck. All right. You know, we're making some sloppy passes totally unnecessarily, and we're making sloppy passes when we're not under pressure. And this is something that really bothers me. If you're not under pressure, there's no excuse for that level of imprecision in your passing. Especially these are passes under 10 meters. Rainy, I miss you, Rainy. I miss you. Thank you for watching. Rainy, say hi to Adam for me. All right, here we go. Benfica, free kick in the middle of the pitch. All right, let's see. Okay, we're going to try to press a little higher. Okay, we're trying to press a little higher now. Okay? I like that. But we have to do it in an organized way. Okay, now the heat is off. Now the heat is off again. Thank you, Rainy. Thank you, love. Okay, here we go. Benfica attacking on the left this time. Okay, all right. This is sort of innocent possession, but we have to be very careful. Yeah, you can tell that both teams are... You can tell that this is a knockoff round of the Champions League because both teams are so tentative. So tentative. They're so cautious. Neither team wants to make a mistake, but we're managing to make mistakes anyway. Even with totally simple passes... Very frustrating. Okay. Ball out to the wing. Venga, come on, Trent. Show us that you can defend. Show us that you know how to defend. Okay, good job. Good job. Excellent. Excellent, Trent. Excellent. Vamos! Ay, shit, that pass was horrible, but a good defensive play by Trent. Shame about the pass. Carreras, get to that ball. Shanik78, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here with us, suffering with me. I should call my doctor next time. This was a great play by Trent. Just that final pass didn't work. Camavinga, good job. Camavinga defensively is doing a good job defensively, but he's very sloppy and his passing is very sloppy. Carreras, don't risk the ball there. Camavinga, lift your head, take it long. No, Vini. Okay. Now calm down, calm it down. Okay, you're playing long, but to who? To Vini. Vamos, Vini. He had 3 defenders on him. There was no way he was going to do anything with that. Rainy, do you want to buy Vini? She could probably afford him. Alex Ladas. Thank you. Thanks for joining me, Alex. All right, this is a very tense, slow, laborious match, okay? Stay in front of him. Camavinga, you're always too far away from that winger. Oh, shit. No. Oh, Courtois. What reflexes. Oh, my God, Courtois. Do you know that for a tall player, I think Courtois is 6'7", for a tall goalkeeper to get down that fast is extremely difficult. He's a phenomenal goalkeeper. Okay. Yeah, moving like Zizou got him gassed at the end. The roulette was beautiful. But the pass, he scuffed the pass. Courtois, what a phenomenal save. For a goalkeeper that tall, this was an extraordinary save. It's so hard to get down that quickly. We have the best goalkeeper in the world. I have no doubt about this. Okay, Camavinga, a little more mobility. Come on, a little more mobility. Let's see some movement off the ball. A little more dynamism. Come on, a little more movement. Every player should be moving. Oh, that's a handball by Carreras. He couldn't control it. Terrible pass as well. Howson's passing is pissing me off. This kid has a lot to learn. Okay, if we're going to press high, do it right. That's a terrible high press. That's a terrible high press. Okay, good steal. Come on. Okay, good job. Aye. The little flick by Mbappe, a little bit behind Vianney. Damn it, damn it. Okay, recover that ball, Fede. Now the game, as you notice, they're starting to get into rhythm now. Both teams are starting to move a little bit faster. You can tell that both teams were very nervous in the first minutes. They didn't want to make a mistake, but you're seeing a lot more movement now. A lot more movement. Kylian is surrounded by 5 people. That's crazy. Okay, it's not a bad idea to shoot from distance, but we need to do better than that. But if you notice, Kylian had 4 defenders in front of him. You need quicker passing. If you're going to get through that many defenders, you need extremely quick 1-2s, but that requires a lot of movement, and we're just a little bit too static. We need to get Arda involved. 100% right. Who said that? SBS0055. You're so right. What is Arda Güler doing on the right? Get in the middle of the pitch. He needs to play as a 10. What is he doing on the right wing? He's not a winger. He's wasted on the wing. Arda needs to play much more centrally, or he's not going to have an impact on this match. Put your foot in. That's it. That's it. That's how you steal a ball. That's how you press. Vamos, Arda. Venga, Vini. Ay. What did they call? What did they call offsides? Yeah, by very little. By very little. Okay, both teams are starting to move a little bit more. We're missing a striker. Yeah, I mean, but we're not really putting balls into the box either. So right now, a pure number 9, I don't know how much it would help because we're not doing anything on the wing. So, you might be right, but so far it's not that noticeable because we're not putting crosses into the box. Okay, Benfica attacking on the left this time. We look a little bit passive defensively. We look a little bit passive. We need to be a lot quicker and a lot more aggressive than this. Carreras. Okay, recover that ball. Calm down. Okay, look around. You have support. Don't. Howson, why did you do that? That clearance was totally unnecessary. Completely unnecessary clearance. God damn it. Go in 10. Steal that ball, Trent. Steal that ball, Trent. Look, they're a little bit too comfortable around our box. Okay, out of that. Hold on. Wait for the run. Ugh. You could have held that a little bit longer. Benfica back in possession. Come on, hostia. We use one wing. I mean, yeah, you're right. We're only attacking on the left. And we're not doing anything on the right, 100%. But Fede needs to get more involved there. Fede needs to come up that right wing. You're right. We're only attacking on the left. Oh God, it makes me so nervous when they're passing the ball around the box like this with so much ease. It's like they're way too comfortable on the ball. We're just not putting any pressure on the ball. We're just ball watching. Oh my goodness. We're way too static. The intensity level is not there. We're playing with fear. We're not playing with aggressiveness. We're playing with fear. This is not what I wanted to see. Oh my God! Thank God. Menos mal que malo. Menos mal que malo. I was saying in Spanish, thank God he sucks. because that was a terrible shot. PSG down 2. Wow. Yeah, because of we focus too much on the left side. PSG down 2-0. That's amazing. We show no zeal. You're right. Where's our midfield? You're right. What is Hausen doing carrying the ball? Since when do we want Hausen to carry to progress forward? What is that header? Oh, Dios. This is we are losing the ball so easily. It's ridiculous. We're losing the ball way too easily. Bini, put your foot in there. See, that's what happens when your forwards backtrack. You put pressure on the ball and you recover the ball. Bini needs to do more of that. Carreras is open on the left. Vamos. Arda needs to move up now. Bien. Fede. Now Kylian's all the way on the right. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do with that cross. I don't know where the hell that ball was going. I don't know where that ball was going. All right, Kylian has switched to the right. I don't know why. Arda needs to get much more involved in our play. Our center backs are doing too much of the carrying of the ball. The last thing you want is Rudiger and Hausen building your offense. Okay, Arda. Now, Arda's looking for movement, but he doesn't see it. Okay, that's a run. That's a run. Now, lift your head. Aish, mierda. Okay, but see that little run that Arda just made? Those are the little runs that you need to make. That's exactly what you need to do. But you need movement up front. You know, it's not rocket science. They're just playing with too much tentativeness. They look fearful. Damn it. I'm counting on Vini and Mbappe backtracks. They have to. It's the only way to steal the ball in the midfield. Everybody has to help. Hausen, don't screw this up, please. Now Courtois is going to go to the right. Okay, there's no support there. He's going to go back to Courtois. Did that ball go out? What was that? What the hell was that? This is driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. Look how comfortable they are on the ball. Look how comfortable they are on the ball. We're defending too deep, and we're defending too passively. This is ridiculous. Vini, put a little bit of pressure on him. We look way too passive, and we're very imprecise with the ball. We're losing the ball with so much ease, it's ridiculous. This is all Benfica. Okay, now hold on. Don't lose it. Oh, Trent, what was that? What is this? We're like a third division side. What the hell is that? Pero ¿cómo perdemos el balón con tanta facilidad? Okay, now let's see how long we can hold. It took 2 seconds and Hausen already lost the ball. Why did you didn't have to do that? Okay, hold on to the ball. Wait. We are losing the ball with the most stupid passes on earth. Okay, everybody settle down. That's a run. Okay, you see that run that Kylian attempted? That's what you need to do. But if you're not initiating a run, nobody has anybody to pass to. Kylian, you shouldn't be taking a throw-in, and you know it. Get back in the middle where you belong. All right, here we go. We're playing a match where Rudiger and Hausen have the ball more than any other player. That is called shit football, okay? There's a term for that. It's called shit football. Where's Fede? Where's Arda? This is driving me crazy. Thank you, Padi. Thank you. Oh, man, I'm suffering. Hausen to Bini. Bini gonna need support, so he could have released the ball to Camavinga. We are so static, it's driving me insane. Okay, Arda. But somebody needs to move. Hausen, now we're going to go back to the left, I'm sure. Okay, Bini, you have 2 in front of you. Switch a play to Arda. Okay. That's it. Ay! Those are the type of balls we need. Between the lines, between defenders. Those are the balls we need. Okay, now we're on the wing. I like that. The right wing, good. That's it. Aish! A la banda. Carreras, control this. Okay, good. Now our ball movement is a little bit better up front now. It's a little bit better. There are about 1 million people in the box. If you cross it, I don't know. There's like 1 million Benfica defenders in there. Arda. Kylian, there's too many defenders. I like that. I like that. Trent didn't go back. He went to Kylian. I like that. Go to the left. Carreras. Now we need more people in the box. We need a little bit more. We need more in the box. Okay, if you're going to press, keep pressing. Good. Bien. Un poquito de presión alta. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Okay. I think the teams are both starting to kind of get a little bit looser. They're moving around a little bit more. This last spell of possession I liked because we were combining the left with the right, that we weren't going back to the center backs immediately. We were looking to play into the box, and we had players making runs into the box. This last possession looked better. This last possession looked better. That's what we need, mobility and ball circulation. Who's on the floor now? These guys are always on the floor. Get up. Get up, you pansy. All right, let's look at some comments. Playing like this against Mourinho's team is not good. You're 100% right, Sir Elvis. Our passing a little better after 34th minute. I totally agree. That last spell of possession was better. We're still stunned by what happened last time, and they're afraid they're going to do with them now and next match, possibly. Padilla, thank you. I will be attending my first ever match for the second leg Benfica, all the way from Houston, Texas. My brother lives there. Hopefully I run into you. Been sub since. Listen, shoot me an email. There's an email for my channel in the channel description. Shoot me an email, and we can meet up when you come. I'm definitely going to that match, obviously. But it's cool. We can watch the bus come and all that kind of stuff. So shoot me an email, and we can meet up when you come. And thank you very much, by the way. That's 1 minute of actually playing football. That's very, very, very good. That was nothing. That was nothing. Eso no es nada. Por favor, no me toque los cojones. Houston, Texas. Yep. My brother lives there, interestingly. Okay, cool. What else are you guys saying? Arda needs to be driving force in our attack, and he needs to be more in the middle. Have you noticed that ever since he moved to the middle, our play has improved, our attack has improved? When he was on the right, in the first 15 minutes he was on the right, and he wasn't getting the ball, and our attack sucked. So I agree. Arda coming to the middle is helping our attack a lot. We need to play faster tempo. You're 100% right. Ayaz Ghayad, you're 100% right. We need more circulation and more movement. But we look so shy, so tentative. This is not an aggressive team that believes it can dominate and win. This is a team that looks afraid, that looks tentative. How can somebody be that hurt from falling to the ground? I don't understand. Camavinga is poking the ball well, but his passing is terrible. He's lost 2 or 3 balls with 5-meter passes. We need to play with faster tempo. You hit the nail on the head. What is this midfield line? With a player like Vitinha or Stiller is a must. Vitinha would be a wet dream, okay? I'm not going to lie. Vitinha would be absolutely what the doctor ordered. The Roberto Carlos and Solari, I've met them both. Very cool dudes. Why everybody can see Arda needs to be 10, but those coaches put him on the right. But I think that as the match goes on, Arda is intuitively seeing that he needs to come into the middle. And I think Arbeloa will tell him to come into the middle as well. That last spell of possession was the first decent offensive possession that we've had. And it's, you know, part of it is because Arda came to the middle. And because Trent refused to pass the ball back and wanted to play the ball inside. This is what you need. But in order to do that, you need movement. That's a great ball. Who's in the middle? ¡Vamos, Kylian! ¡Joder! ¡Puta! Vamos, métela, métela. Venga, Trent. Venga, Trent. Mete el balón. ¡Oh! A la banda. Venga, Vini. Vamos, Vini. Vamos, Vini. Get rid of it, Vini. Get rid of it. God. Okay, get that ball. Recover that ball. Recover that ball. Vamos, Vini. You can get past this one. Come on. Vamos, métela. Oh, shit, he let the ball go out of bounds. Okay, Vini is waking up a little bit, and that's good. Okay, he was a little bit sloppy, but he's waking up. Now, our high press is helping a little bit. We're recovering balls a little bit higher, if you notice, in the last couple of minutes. I think that's really, really positive. These balls between the lines on the, to the wings are really, really, they're quite effective. We need to do a lot more of that, but we're managing to get balls to the wing between the defensive line, between the defenders, which is really key. But we're actually finally making runs behind the defenders. So I think our offense has improved a lot in the last 5 minutes. We need to see more of this. We need to see more of this. Okay. Yeah, okay. Camavinga. Okay, there's nobody up front. There's nobody up front. Come on. There's nobody up front. Where are you going? That ball needed to go backwards. Okay, date out. Turn around. Arda. Forward, 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 not backwards. Arda is so talented. His first reflex should always be forward. I don't like it when his first touch is back. I know that you need to protect the ball, but you should always consider the forward option first. At least lift your head and look. Tchouaméni. Over to Vini. Vini's starting to wake up. Oh, God, what a pass by Tchouaméni. All of our long passes from the back, from the pivots, and from the center backs have been crap. Have you noticed the long distribution has been awful in this match? It has been awful. It really has. Flush, me cago en la hostia. Control that ball, please. Control that ball. Don't give it up. Carreras. Oh, my God. Okay, Courtois, what's he going to do? You're not under pressure yet. To the right. Is there any support back there? No. You have to go long. But with this ball, of course, we're going to lose it. Now, we have to recover that second line. Yeah, this is just a recipe for disaster. Those long balls aren't working, and we're not recovering the second ball. So you have the long pass, and then you have the second ball. We're not getting the first one, and we're not getting the rebound, the second ball. So the long ball isn't working today. The long ball is not working today. We're way too passive defensively. We're just standing there. Why don't you just poke? Don't stand in front of the player. Try to poke. We're too passive. We're too passive defensively. The right wing is always open. It's always open. Housen, thank God you're tall. Because you're pretty crap. Venga, Kylian, joder. Okay, recover that ball. Let's go. Let's go. Turn around. Turn around, Arda. Forward, Arda. No. I don't like it when Arda does that. That ball needed to go forward, and you weren't under pressure. There was no reason for you to play that ball back. Carreras needs support. Camavinga needs to do that. Okay, Kylian's right there, but there's nobody around him. Wing. There you go. Wing. Get to the middle. Vamos. ¡Go! ¡Hostia puta mierda! ¡Ah! ¡Joder! How do you miss this? What a wonderful flick by Vini. What a wonderful flick. What a wonderful flick. And Kylian could have carried the ball. He could have touched it before he shot. He didn't have anybody in front of him. He could have controlled that ball. He could have controlled with the left and shot with the right. That was very hasty, and it was rushed. Se apresuró. Se apresuró. Tenía tiempo para controlar el balón. He had time to control that ball before shooting. This is just... there is no reason for him to do that. Oh, my God. The lack of intensity is starting to spread. Missed again. You cannot miss that many chances. No, you can't. You can't. He could have controlled that ball. Damn it. Okay, recover that ball. Arda. Control it. Kama, bring it down. Don't lose it. Just don't lose it. Okay, give it up now. 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 Release. Release. Go! Pero ¿cómo fue? fallas eso, joder! Oh! How do you miss this? How do you miss these chances? How do you miss these chances? This is, okay, we're speeding up our offense. This is much better. This is much better. Have you noticed that when the ball circulates faster, good things happen? Oh! Another chance. I'm losing my mind. We cannot forgive this many chances. You're playing in the Champions League. You cannot miss these chances because they're going to bite you in the ass. You cannot do this at this level. My God. Kylian, what is that? How do you do that? Pero qué remate es ese? This is ridiculous. That we are missing chances that are unforgivable. Unforgivable. Okay, we're pressing higher. This is starting to work. There's a lot more movement. Vamos, Arda! Oh, what a save! Joder, qué paradón! What a save! What a great shot! Great shot by Arda. Great shot. Vamos, Arda! This is the first decent shot. That is a proper shot. Oh my God! We have had 3 or 4 howlers in the last 10 minutes. Okay, but have you noticed that when we circulate the ball faster, good things happen? This is what we need to do. More movement. What a crap corner. Recover that ball. Recover that ball. You have to recover that ball. Recover that ball. Good job. That's it. Is anyone in the middle? There's nobody in the middle. Just Vini and Kylian. Okay. Recover that ball. Good, good. This is the best. Okay, the last 10 minutes have been by far the best spell of possession, by far. And it's because of movement off the ball and quicker ball circulation and the players playing with more intensity. We have had 4 absolute howlers. It's unbelievable that we forgive these chances. And in the Champions League, you pay the price for these type of things. We should be up by 2 goals by now. Tenemos que estar 0-2. This is really irritating. I'm so livid. The faster tempo, the better. Absolutely. That's the name of the game. If we keep up this momentum, we will score. That's it. Vamos, Kylian! Who's in the middle? That's a nice little lob. That's a good flick by Kylian. Okay, recover this one, please. This ball has to be recovered. Trent? Okay, good. This is proper football. All right? We finally have 10 minutes of decent football. Okay, good. All right, Kama. Okay, the last 10 minutes have been great, but if you don't put those chances away, you pay the price. Okay, this is the Champions League. This is the big boys. You can't... How many of these are you going to get? Okay, great ball by Trent. Fantastic ball by Trent. Fantastic ball by Trent. Wonderful ball. And Fede finally making runs further up on the right. You see, Arda needs to be in the middle, and Fede needs to be doing what he just did. Running, make yourself available to a long pass. If you make the run, you'll get the pass. But you have to initiate the run. Fede finally did on the right, and Trent gave him an absolute... that was a beautiful pass by Trent. But we need to do more of that on the right. All right, corner kicks. I'm afraid that Real Madrid is not the most dangerous team in the world in corner kicks, sadly. I hope they prove me wrong. Oh! Kylian shot blocked again. But we are pushing them back. And we're recovering the ball high. Man, Howson's passing is awful. Carreras, that's yours. All right, I think that's it for the half. Okay, wow. I'm exhausted, man. All right, you guys, look. Let's be honest about what we just saw. We saw 30 to 35 minutes of static, slow, tentative football, and only in the last 10 minutes, we circulated the ball quicker, greater tempo. We made runs on the wings. We made runs on the inside. When the ball got into the box, there were actually bodies in the box, and we had 4 absolute screamers that we should have scored. So, oof, unbelievable. Unbelievable halftime. All right, we do in terms of adjustments. I mean, kind of hard to say. I just think that the tempo that we showed in the last 10 minutes is the tempo that we need to maintain. Trent, Trent can make wonderful passes, but in order to do that, like he just did with Fede, you need players to make those runs, and I don't think we have. The long balls coming out of Courtois and Rüdiger and Hausen have all been very, very poor. That doesn't seem to be working. Trent's long balls, I think, are much better. And then we're not recovering the second ball. So when you go long, if you don't get the ball, you're going to have that bounce. You need to recover that second ball. We haven't been doing that very effectively. I think we played 10 good minutes so far in this match, and that's about it. Carreras and Arda stars of the first half. Yeah, well, especially when Arda came to the middle, I think it made a big difference. Smoke break, you're probably right. I might have to. Okay, go get some puff. Now, you guys are giving me so much shit about this. A little draining, but what a last 10 minutes. We should be up 0-2 at this point. We could have scored 4 or 5, but realistically, 0-2. We should be 0-2. But you cannot, I mean, Kylian is missing things he doesn't normally miss. Vini, yes, because he loves to miss really easy things, but not Kylian. I'm a little bit surprised. Kylian, insane misses. I totally agree. Watching the game with you is so much more fun, but I'll have to increase my blood pressure medicine. Yeah, me too, man. Time for a cigarette, mate. You're not wrong. I still advocate replace Kylian with Gonzalo. It's a fair argument. Need to come out with the same fury. Exactly. Paris tied 2-2. Paris Saint-Germain has so much talent. It's absolutely insane. Mr. Barron, would you ask Mbappe to go to the right so Arda can play that false 9? I can certainly try. I'm not sure he'll listen to me, is the reply from Mr. Barron. Trent is unbelievable. Yeah, I think he really adds a lot. By the way, he's defended quite well as well. I mean, he's defended quite well. The only thing is that I think we're not poking the ball enough when Benfica's in possession. We're a little bit too passive. See you after the break. Great end to the half. Let's keep going on Madrid. Kylian has been missing so much. Yeah, no, but I mean, look, come on. He's scoring tons of goals this year. I'm talking about the year in general. Tonight, he's missing things that he normally doesn't miss. Okay, wir spielen, als wir nicht vergessen. Ja, stimmt. Ja, stimmt. Also, einfach ist es nicht. Wir sind nicht zu Hause, das stimmt. Yeah, basically, it's hard. We're playing away from home, which is true. That's a fair point. At home, those chances are, you're right. I mean, at home, a lot of these would probably go in. Trent, probably the best passer in the world. Certainly one of them long. Who should play when Enrique comes back, him or Gigi? Well, I just don't think Gigi's a winger. Gigi's a 9. Enrique is more of a winger. But I think if you're looking for a positional 9, I would say Gonzalo. If you're looking for more dynamism and speed that includes the wing, I would say Enrique. Mbappe wasteful, yes. Mourinho will tighten things up now. Trent starting to gain confidence, yes. You're enjoying the watch along à la Madrid nada más. Thank you, Henri. Henri. Je sais pas comment tu t'appelles, mais merci bien, c'est gentil de ta part. C'est très, très drôle de t'avoir chez moi. I think Hausen is doing very good for a player his age. I think, look, in aerial balls defensively, he is, I think, defensively he has been okay, but his distribution from the ball is terrible. And let's be honest about this. I love the kid, but let's be honest. Love your videos. Thank you. Love from Australia. I love your country, man. I love your country. What substitute do you recommend? Nothing yet. I think it's too early for that right now. No changes yet. But sending love back to Aussie. I love Australia. God damn, how many languages do you speak? 6. I'm not going to lie. 2 natively. The other ones I learned. I lived everywhere. I've lived everywhere. I lived in Germany for a year, in Italy for a year. I spent summers in France. I lived in the Emirates. I lived in Peru. I lived in Belgium. I lived in Brazil. I speak a lot of stuff. I have a crazy life. Rainy. Oh, you're so generous, darling. You will get all this back in spades, my love. Rainy's dominating the super chats. I knew you would somehow. All right. What else is going on? Dude, how many languages do you speak? 6. And by the way, I'm not including Arabic. I studied Arabic. I don't speak it, but I love it. I think it's one of the most beautiful languages I've ever studied. I love Arabic. I want to take it up again. I studied it for a couple of years and lived in the Emirates, but I'm not including Arabic in the 6. I'm happy you're doing this watch along. You're a very smart man. I admire that about you. Love from Canada. Sending love back. I absolutely love Canada. And let me apologize for a lot of the crap going on these days. Canada's a wonderful country, and you know, such a wonderful neighbor to have. So, sending a lot of love back to Canada. What was the hardest language for you to learn? German. German is harder than Arabic. German is to speak German properly, where you do the declinations correctly, is very, very difficult. So you have 4 declinations. You have 3 articles because there's masculine, neutral, and feminine, and then depending on the relationship with the noun, to speak German properly is extremely difficult. So I would say German is the most difficult. It's by far more difficult than Arabic is more. Arabic felt more intuitive to me. German is extremely difficult to speak correctly. Love from India, Miguel. Sending love back. I haven't visited your country yet, but I really. Well, what is your method for learning languages? You have to live there. You have to live there. The only way. My father used to joke with me. He would say, "Son, if you want to learn a language, take your grammar book to bed." And I think he was absolutely right. You have to live in the country, immerse yourself completely in the culture, and forget. You can't think in your native language. You have to think in the language you're learning. Never translate in your head. You have to think from scratch. But yeah, okay. Love from Nigeria, by the way. Thank you very much. I'd love to visit your country one day. Tactless was, I've been trying to learn German. It's kicking my ass. German is extremely difficult to speak properly. Any second half changes? Not yet. What country have you lived in that had the best food? Man, that's a fantastic question. God, that's a brilliant question. I'm not saying this to be nationalistic, but I think Spain. I think Spain. I love a lot of food in Asia. I also did a trip around the world once. I'll tell you guys about. And I love a lot of the food in Asia, but I would say Spain. I can't believe how we haven't scored. You're so right, man. Sending love back to India. I haven't been to India, but I'd love to go. Watching you from Ghana, again, a country I'd love to visit one day and haven't been able to yet. Can you tell your Vegas story? All right, Rainy, you're not going to like this one. You're not. I'm going to need a cigarette for the Vegas story. ¿Me haces un favor? Yes. Mira, los cigarrillos, ¿dónde están? Creo que hay mira, el cenicero está aquí. Okay, the Vegas story is this. So, when I was working in New York, a buddy of mine was like, all right, do you want to go to Vegas for the weekend? Yeah, I'm like, sure, let's go. So we go to the Encore. We always stay at Encore when we go. And so he booked a table at Tao. So we got bottle service at Tao. And I think that night he paid. We took turns paying over the weekend. But it's extravagantly expensive. It's ridiculous. But we ordered bottle service. So they bring in bottles and bottles. And it was just him and me. And about an hour into the night, all of a sudden, Mesut Özil and Sami Khedira walk in. And they walk in with like a group of their friends and their girlfriends. Sami Khedira was going out with this really tall German chick. So they all walk in. And the night was still kind of young. And they were kind of ordering bottles with their friends. And they were the table literally right next to us. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, this tall, woman comes up to us and says, hey, you guys, do you mind if we join you? Because, obviously we were throwing a lot of bottles around. And so my buddy says, well, how many of you is it? And he says, well, we're a hen party from Canada. Our friend is getting married. And my friend says, well, how many of you is it? And she says, 12. So of course we say, yeah, sure. So we end up with 12 women dancing around only our table. And my buddy, who is crazier than me, that's a common theme with my friends, he starts lubricating all the bouncers so that if any men came to talk to these women, the bouncers would push them away. So we end up with these 12 women dancing around our table. And so Sammy and Mesut start looking at us like, who the hell are these two guys? What the hell is going on? Because we created an absolute just monster party. It was insane. So they were looking at us. So here we are. We're nobody, right? But we have this ridiculous party going on. So at one point, Sami Khedira's girlfriend comes up to me and says, she starts dancing with us. And she goes, who are you guys? and we had to say absolutely nobody. We're absolutely nobody. But I thought it was funny that two world-class famous players end up asking who the hell are these two crazy assholes, because we set the place on fire. It was absolutely insane. So it was a little bit over the top, but to the point that even Sami Khedira and Mesut Ozil were like, when we hung out, we talked to them and hung out with them, but they didn't want to take pictures, and their friends said, please don't take pictures, so we didn't take any pictures. But they were curious about who are these two insane bastards at the table next to us. It was completely crazy. And we had to confess, we're finance guys from New York, but we're nobody. So, I think we must have disappointed them. But that's the Vegas story, and that's the only time I ever met Mesut and Sami Khedira. All my friends are crazy, by the way. Yeah. What did I do before YouTube? I was in investment banking and asset management. I started in Abu Dhabi at Adia, then ended up on the sell side, in London, New York, Miami, but mostly New York. Dali FC, by the way, a big shout out to Dali. Dali, if you're out there, there you are. Miguel and I are going to recreate this in Madrid when I'm there. Dali, you're always welcome, bro. I'm dying to take you to a match, so get your ass over here. We'll have a great time, and we'll do one of these things together. And also, I want to invite Dave as well. Dave Talks Madrid. Very nice guy as well. He's going to be moving to Madrid, and I also want to hang out with him. So I think there's a lot of fun stuff we can do together. But Dali, love you, brother. Come to Madrid soon. We'll have a gas, no doubt, no doubt. All right. What do you think of Bitcoin? I think it's one of the most intelligent inventions in human history, and the world doesn't understand it. I don't know why, but Bitcoin is one of the most incredible inventions. It's from a monetary standpoint, it's an amazing concept, and I cannot believe it's not more pervasive. A la Madrid, Dali FC, yeah, I love Dali as well. I follow him too. Did you watch The Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah, but The Wolf of Wall Street was more retail. I did institutional. So my clients were the biggest managers in the world. We weren't calling old ladies to try to steal their pensions. We were talking to the biggest managers in the world, like the biggest hedge fund managers you've ever heard of. It was institutional. So it didn't have that dark side. Rainey writes, you're right, I didn't like that story. I didn't know you then, love. I didn't know you then. You have to forgive me. I didn't know you then. Would never happen today, darling. Hey, Miguel, I'm one of the days since I found your channel. Based in Saudi currently. Keep it up. We'll find you when I come to Madrid for a coffee. I would love to meet you. Never been to Saudi, but another country that I'd love to go to. I lived in Abu Dhabi for 3 years, but I never made it over to Saudi. I did visit Qatar and Oman and stuff like that, but never made it to Saudi. But thank you very much, and it would be a huge pleasure to meet you when you come. Love from Dominican Republic. Man, I've only been a couple of times, but what a beautiful place. I'm very jealous. My firm builds OMS for sell side. You probably know some of the people I work with. Yeah, small world. Yeah, I was doing institutional equity for European equities. So we were helping the biggest investors, in North America invest in Europe. But we had great access. My last job was at UBS. We were the #1 house for European equities. Okay, big up to Miguel, everyone like the stream. Thanks, Dali. Brother, thank you very much, man. I want to support your channel as well, so I'll try to do that on the next one, but I appreciate Dali, and I'm waiting for you here, brother. Alex Ladas, this is a really good friend of Alex Ladas, just waiting for Danny and I to come to Madrid, a la Madrid. These are friends of my son from New York. They're from Greece, incredibly cool people, and I'm inviting them to the Atlético de Madrid match. So I'm taking 2 of them to watch the derby here. So thank you, Ladas family. Evcharistopoli. They're fantastic people. Where did you meet Ozil and Khedira? At Tau in Las Vegas during summer. Were they still at Real Madrid? They had just left Real Madrid. Make a separate YouTube channel about financing. I know I should, I'm a partner at an investment advisory firm, and we did put out a couple of videos at one point, but yeah, finance is my gig. Love from Journey, make a channel on finance. Danke, das wäre toll. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich Zeit habe, aber wenn möglich, werde ich schon. Okay, let's talk about what we can do in the second half. I recall many months back you mentioned how fake our press is and packages. Yeah, fair enough. Love from the US, Cali. I love Cali, absolutely. That's where Rainey is at the moment. Miss you, Rainey. Are you coming to North America for the World Cup? I don't think so. I don't think so. Love your channel, live in San Diego, and we'll be in Madrid for second leg. Yeah, definitely shoot me an email and we'll meet up. All right, second half started. So let's get serious again, guys. Okay. We got to put some of these in the back of the net. We got to put some of these in the back of the net. No changes yet. I cannot believe that we didn't score one of those. This is completely unforgivable. I'm excited for the World Cup, yes, but I have a feeling that from a football standpoint, it won't be very good. Just because of the weather and the type of grass and the organization. I'm not sure how good football we'll see. Greetings from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Ich komme auch aus Frankfurt. Oh, no. Get the ball out of... Okay, Carreras, calm down. Don't pretend you got fouled. Get your ass up. Don't pretend you... What happened? By the way, he was offsides. By the way, that pass was offsides. So I don't know what the hell they're complaining about. Love you and Dali, two Madridista channels I follow. The second half starts. Thank you very much. Saitabasu, thank you very much. Is Rainey a Cali girl? Heck yeah. Skiing in Lake Tahoe these days? I haven't been to Tahoe in a long time. But yeah, Rainey is she's a Cali girl. The best one. I took the best one with me. All right, Rudiger in the back, off to the right, Trent. Benfica is pressing high, but very shy. See, nobody's on Tchouaméni. See, this is what Tchouaméni doesn't have. He doesn't have the long pass. Tchouaméni is a very good defensive pivot, but he just doesn't have the long distribution. Everything ends up being short. He has to carry the ball and ends up passing short. It's a shame because it's the one limitation that he has. Otherwise, I think he's a very good defensive pivot. Fede, you need to make more runs on the right, bro. Out of that, stop passing the ball back, please. Okay. We need to... Okay, good. Turn around. Out of that, forward. Okay, there you go. Now. Go, Carreras. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Asshole. Gracias, macho. No, that wasn't a foul. He flopped. He did flop. Carreras, you didn't need to do that. But there was a second defender coming to get the ball. He knew he wasn't going to get to the ball, so he flopped. Yeah, that's a little bit obvious, I'm afraid. Otamendi, I remember him. Okay, control that ball, Rudiger. Rudiger, why did you do that? There was no need to do that. Why did Rudiger do that? You did not have to kick that ball out of bounds. You could control that ball. You were not under pressure. I hate it when players do that. You have to be aware if you have players around you or not. If you don't have players around you, control the ball. This is amateur shit, seriously. Get to that, come on. Okay, you have Carreras there. Now he's blocked. Bini? Okay, Carreras, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Was that really necessary? Control that ball, Arda. Control the ball. Good, that's a foul. That's a foul. Keep playing. Okay, let's go. Now everybody needs to come up. The second line of players needs to run up faster. ¡Ay, qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Qué golazo! ¡Qué puto golazo, Vini! This is what Vini has. He plays like an idiot all match, and then he'll do this. What are they complaining about? What are they complaining about? What are they complaining about? That was a phenomenal goal. Vini, you can love him, hate him, and I pick on him a lot because sometimes in the final third he drives me nuts. But let's be honest, this was a golazo de cojones. Another word, okay, repeat after me, golazo de cojones. ¡Qué golazo! Madre mía de mi corazón. ¡Qué puto golazo! Joder. ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos! Eso es el Madrid. ¡Vamos, hostia! Eso es el Madrid. ¡Vamos, joder! ¡Vamos! That's it. Okay, now we needed this. Now here's the key. Benfica's going to come out you. Don't defend too deep. Now, this is going to be, let's just see the level of maturity. And if Arbeloa can get these guys to, why is Vini getting a card? Why is Vini always getting into shit? God, Vini, please. You just scored an incredible goal. For the love of God. Okay. All right. Now, here's what's going to happen. Benfica is going to come at us, and we can't defend too deep. We need to make sure that we don't defend too deep, because you can't just give them the ball and defend deep now, okay? Let's be a little bit alive. Let's try to recover the ball a little bit higher up the pitch. Don't defend in a deep block. It's very tempting to do so after you score, but no. Bala, Vini, bala, rapaz! Bala, rapaz! Tá bom. Tá bom, Vini. Tá bom. Vini, could you just please shut up? Vini, could you just shut up? Just this is the stuff that Vini doesn't need to do. Could you just please just stop? What the hell is going on with these guys? Vini, stop it. Just stop it. This guy can't control himself. This guy cannot control himself. I don't know why Vini always does this kind of crap. Why is Vini matching his stick with the corner stick? Is it yellow for that? Yeah, look, Saikat Basu, I kind of agree with you. I'm not sure it was worthy of a yellow, but I do think that Vini kind of brings a lot of this crap on himself, because this is sort of unnecessary. Now, who else is going to get a yellow? Come on, man. Just you guys, enough, okay? Red card to who? Who got the red card? Who got the red card? Who got the red card? Vini, shut up, dude. Just tá falando o tempo todo que joga, rapaz, joga. Who got the red card? ¿A quién le dieron la roja?
Alguien de Benfica, creo, pero del equipo técnico.
Pero del equipo técnico, ¿no? I think one of the Benfica management team got the red card.
Parar el juego por insultos.
Oh, okay, got it. So Juan Carlos is telling me that Vini was complaining to the ref that he was getting insulted by the technical team of Benfica, and sort of told the ref, these guys are saying, I don't know what they were saying to him, but that's why one of the guys on the Benfica bench got a red card. So that's what happened. All right, now the problem is that you're playing away from home, and all this feeds into the crowd. All of this is going to feed into the crowd, and now Benfica is going to come at us really hard. So I'm not sure that this helps us from a tempo, momentum standpoint at all. I think that, Vini, this is stuff that he needs, he doesn't, maybe he didn't deserve the yellow, but he doesn't, but we don't, all this stuff is unnecessary, all this stuff is unnecessary. Vini needs to be careful, because now he's on a yellow. Cristiani. Yeah, I think they must have been saying some pretty nasty shit to Vini, and I understand, and who knows what they were saying, but I don't know, the whole thing, the whole incident really shouldn't have started. Come on, man. I mean, I just think that in terms of sort of energy. Now this is going to feed into Benfica because now they're going to be like rabid dogs. This is not what you want. You want to. What the hell is Vini doing on the bench? ¿Qué hace en el banquillo Vini? What is Vini doing on the bench? What the hell is going on? It's funny that Mourinho is quite calm. I don't think I've ever seen Mourinho in a situation like this calm, because he tends to be quite vocal. It's kind of interesting to see that. I think he's calming down in his old age, like me. Mourinho does what he knows best to provoke. Well, that's true. Well, racism, I have to admit that for Vini to be that pissed, it probably was racist. Golazo de Vini y se activa de gol. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's a protocol because of racist insults. And I'm happy that UEFA implements it, because no player should have to hear racist insults ever under any circumstance. So I can understand that triggered the red card. And I'm glad that UEFA has a protocol for this, because there's no room for that kind of crap in football. So now I think I understand what happened. We have the volume off, so obviously I can't hear the commentators. Juan Carlos just showed me. So I think there were racist insults, and Vini drew his attention to it. So I understand. Let's see what they said. Activar el protocolo racismo, denuncia Vinicius insultos racistas, señala Prestiani y se van los jugadores. Wow, the Real Madrid players walked away because, it's one of Mourinho's men, red card, because he was racially insulting Vini, and the Real Madrid players were ready to walk off. Yeah, that's not cool. You can't. Prestiani, you can't do that. You can't make racial insults in the middle of a match, and there has to be a rule against that. And there have to be consequences for this. But Prestiani nothing happened to Prestiani, and he's the one. Yeah, I'm sorry, but something has to be done. But why didn't Prestiani get at least a yellow? I mean, at least a yellow or a red. Like, if you can confirm that he was racially insulting Vini, you got to do something about it. I mean, you give a red card to somebody that doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just By the way, in the early days of my channel, I did a lot of videos about the issue of racism in Spain and Vini, and I really defended Vini a lot on this issue, because there's a lot of passive racism in Spain, and it's not aggressive, but it is sort of, there's a permissiveness that I'm not comfortable with at all. And Vini has taken so much racial abuse since he arrived in Spain. It's really sad, and I hate to say it as a Spaniard, but it's true. And it's a real shame. And what I don't understand is why Prestiani doesn't get a card. If you know the player that was doing it, why don't you do something about it? It's a bit of a cop-out to give the red card to one of Mourinho's assistants. See, look at him. He's covering his face because he's saying racist shit. He's an Argentinian. I wouldn't be surprised if he was saying something racist. Let's be frank. God. And Vini is Brazilian, so I mean they hate each other just to begin with. Yeah, Jesus. What did they say? ¿Ha sabido que ha pasado después de Prestiani? Le dice algo a Vinicius, sale corriendo al árbitro a decir lo que ha pasado, pero ¿qué dijo? What we don't know is exactly Porco. I don't know if that's what he said. We don't know. Yeah, no, Vini, I feel bad for Vini too, because no player should have to put up with that. He's put up with so much racist crap in Spain, and as a Spaniard, I'm just embarrassed that this country does not take the issue as seriously as it should. And there's a kind of lax kind of permissiveness about it. In any other country in Europe, they would have brought the hammer down really, really seriously, but in Spain, there's just a permissiveness that I'm very uncomfortable with. You guys need to go back to my old videos, and I've covered this issue extensively. So just go to the old videos, because I did 2 or 3, like more than one video on this issue, and I've always stood up for Vini. Prestiani, figlio di puttana. Affanculo, stronzo di merda. Stronzo di merda. Chi cazzo sei? Non sei nessuno, puttana. Vini's not a crybaby. He is a little bit emotional and impetuous and all that, but no player needs to listen to this kind of crap. I mean, come on. You can call someone an asshole, but don't make it racial. It's totally unnecessary. All right, now the crowd is going to be into the match, and Benfica is going to play with a lot of intensity. So this is not what we wanted. Unfortunately, this is going to act as a fuel for Benfica. Now Mo's getting a bit heated. All right, this is now the game is going to get a lot faster and a lot more aggressive. You can be sure of that. You can be sure of that. Okay, Fede, ball out, Bini. Okay, good touch by Arda. Excellent, Kama. Good job. Okay, let's move the lines up. Okay, here we go. Don't foul. Don't foul there. Just don't foul. Recover that ball, please. Thank you. Okay, good. Now settle things down a little bit. Settle things down a little bit. Arda, nice touch. Ooh, there you go. Right there. There's your run on the left. There's your run on the left. Kylian, Arda. Ay! Oh! Oh! That good shot, but that was Arda's right foot. He took the shot with the right foot and blocked by a defender. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Benfica look a little bit... They look a little bit, I don't know, like their shoulders are down, their heads are down. They're not having the reaction I expected. I expected a lot more aggressiveness from Benfica after this. After the goal and after the incident. But it doesn't look that way. Okay. Now, let's see how we handle this, because obviously we can afford to slow the play down a little. But we are going to have chances to go forward. So let's see how aggressive, how ambitious we are. That's a very good switch of play. Very good switch of play to Trent. Fede, good ball. Tramini, now look. Oh, Camavinga, okay. Hausen, nice ball. That's a good ball. Ay, Bini. Keep pressing. Stick your foot in there. That's it. That's the ball we needed to trap, man. That would have been... Okay, Trent. Who's on the right? Fede. Fede will all pass back, probably. Yeah, he does that most of the time. Tramini, Camavinga. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. I would have expected Benfica to be much more aggressive than this. Tramini to the right. Fede. Nope, Trent. Okay, Trent. Back to Fede. Fede to Trent. Camavinga, you're going to get there? Yeah, Camavinga, what, you started your run too late. Camavinga should have gotten to that ball, and now he fouled, okay? That was a stupid play by Camavinga. Should have started that run earlier and should have been much more aggressive. Damn it. Sie haben Angst in ihren Augen. Stimmt. Wer? Real Madrid oder Benfica? Wer? I'm just saying that they have fear in their eyes. I'm assuming you mean the Benfica players. Etwa schon, ja. Vielleicht. Weiß ich nicht, aber vielleicht. Okay, here we go. Hausen. Tramini, turn around. Okay. Okay, now we seem a lot, we're more in control now because that's a ball we didn't need to lose. That's a ball we did not need to lose. Okay, good recovery by Fede, but we did not need to lose that ball. That cross pitch pass was terrible. It was just not the time to risk the ball. Terrible pass. Love the play-by-play. Looking forward to April. Queso and James. Oh, my buddy, Gerber. Queso, love you, brother. Can't wait till you get here. Can't wait to see you, man. Can't believe you're watching the watch-along. This is a buddy of mine I worked with well, he was in Boston. I was in New York, but we've had some interesting stories as well. Queso, a true legend. My buddy David. Okay, let's go. On the left, Carreras, let's go. Venga. Kylian on the left. Carreras, he's not offsides. That's a really bad pass. That's a really bad pass. Okay, you could see that a mile away. Okay, steal that ball. We are all over them now. Arda, Aish! Look, we're recovering the ball quickly. Bien, 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 cama, bien, bien, bien. Okay, look, I find Benfica really passive. I'm very surprised. There's no intensity. They don't have a fraction of the intensity that they had when we played 3 weeks ago. I mean, not nearly the intensity. Very strange. I don't know. I had a feeling that they would be easier this time around. I don't know why. Now we're much more in control. We're not, we're not playing great, but we are more in control of the match at this point. And Benfica is defending terribly. We're passing the ball with a lot of ease. Okay. That is a goal kick. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, what else are you guys talking about? Vini is a megastar. You understand that Vini is one of the scorer of the goal, who also is an attacking player. Vini getting heavy boos. No surprise there. Yeah, it's true. It's easy to get under his skin, which is something he needs to control. It's one of the great things that I'm pissed off about Zidane's career is that he ended his career with that ridiculous, losing his temper in a final of a World Cup. That's just unforgivable. Players have to get used to this. At this level, you have to be able to hear any kind of abuse and just take it because the stakes are too high. You can't lose your cool. You have to be professional. Fede to Trent. Yeah, Trent is not one to take defenders on. He's not much of a dribbler. He's a great passer, but he's more predictable when he has the ball. Except now he's making a nice run. Oh, if Arda had kept making that run, he could have ended up with the ball. That's a shame. But good play by Trent. Good play by Trent. That's interesting to see him carry the ball like that. That's good. He's getting a little bit more confident in his play. You can tell he wants to participate more in attack, and his possessions are lasting longer, which is a sign of confidence in a player. Okay, Fede, very good. Tchouaméni. At this, Benfica look very soft. Benfica look really soft. I think we can get another one here. They're not pressing the ball at all. I mean, look, we're passing the ball around like it's a training session. Benfica is down by a goal, and they're walking on the pitch. I don't know why Mourinho isn't screaming at his players, because they're not doing anything to press the ball. And we can do this all day. But they're not taking the ball off us, so that's fine with me. We could do this all day. Okay. Good ball. Very good ball. Carreras to Kylian. Vamos, Kylian! They read his dribble. That was very good defending. Very good defending. I don't know who that was, Benfica, but they read his dribble perfectly. Ball to the wing. Get there. Rudiger! Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got to be careful now. Be careful now. Get it out, Tchouaméni. Don't mess around. All right, Benfica pushing forward now, and let's see. They're not playing with the level of intensity that you would expect from a team that's losing 0-1 at home in the Champions League. I mean, but don't let them into the box so easily. My goodness. No. Okay. Don't boot it. Wait. That's it. That's how you play a ball out. That's an excellent ball by Trent. That's how you play the ball out. Instead of booting it and losing it, that's how you get a ball out of the back. I really like Trent. He's played a very good game. Okay, now we're back in possession, but we're taking turns with these lethargic possessions. Okay, now we need more people up front in the middle. Arda's back at the right wing again. I don't like that. He needs to be in the middle. I don't know why he keeps drifting to the right. Arbeloa probably told him to, and I think it's a mistake. Okay, Tchouaméni, Kama, Fede, back to the wing. Okay, Vini, try to make something happen. Too many defenders. Housen back to Fede. Okay, so we're going to keep doing round the rosy until we see a gap. But the ball is circulating too slowly to find a gap. Okay, here we go. Carreras is not going to get to that ball. Come on, Carreras. That's it. Venga. It was a good idea, but very difficult. Oof. Good shot by Vini. Good shot by Vini. Okay. Global, you are the most knowledgeable Premier League channel I've watched. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Luna. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful to all of you guys for this is only fun if I have a community like this. So my thanks to all of you. Thank you very much, man. Okay. Now, we're getting a little bit passive defensively because just because we're up 1-0 and Benfica don't look pretty. Oh my God, how can you give? We're defending in a very lazy, lackadaisical way. We're a little bit too comfortable. Okay, now Arda has the ball. Who's running up? No one's running. No one's running. Vini's on the left. No one else is running forward. Are we trying to kill the match already? It's too early to kill this match. I don't like that. We recovered that ball. We had the potential to counter more aggressively, and we didn't. Now, Kylian's going to try to take on the world, and he loses the ball because that's what happens when one player tries to take on the world. Damn it. Now, Benfica are not playing great, but we're getting very dozy defensively. We're giving them way too much time and space on the ball. Look at this. Like, they're so comfortable. That's the... Okay, stick your foot in. Yeah. We're way too lackadaisical defensively. Okay, now out of that. Now everybody else needs to be running forward. Where's everyone else? Where's everybody else? There are 3 people up front. Where's everyone else? Good play by Vini. Good play by Vini. I think this stuff is, I tell you what, Vini's really, he's come into the game. Ha mejorado Vini, ¿eh? Ha entrado en el partido. Poor JC, man. He's a patient man. Yeah, apparently Vini's getting crazy insults every time he touches the ball. Mbappe out damn enough. Yeah, Mbappe's decision making today is crap. Okay, he's taking people on when he shouldn't. He's not circulating the ball. He's not making passes. He's doing nothing. Mbappe's having a terrible. We need one more goal, and I think we can, but we have to press harder than this. We got to push harder than this. Okay, corner to Real Madrid. What are they? Okay, Kylian, what are you going to do? Nothing. Kylian's having just a terrible match. What the hell was that, Kylian? Jesus, come on, man. Yeah, Kylian, I don't know. Substitutions should start coming at this point. Kylian looks terrible to me. He's losing the ball way too easily. Yeah, Kylian might be somebody I would swap out. Now, Camavinga's making a run, but who else is there? No one. Now he lost the ball, and there was nobody there. All right, let's see the Benfica counter. It's only one player. Okay, Rudiger, stay in front of him. Don't fall for it. Fede's coming for support. Good job. Okay. Yeah, Benfica's counters also look very soft to me. Benfica does, their counters look very soft. I don't think Mourinho's going to be very happy. They're countering with too few people. Here come the first changes for Benfica. Nobody in the box. You're 100% right. Gigi should be in. I think you're right because we're going to be able to put balls into the box now. It's probably not a bad idea for Gonzalo to come in. Bro, your stream is just a few seconds late from actual play. Well, I'm watching the match in real time, so I don't know how your feed could be faster than Spain. I don't know. I'm watching it live on TV. Okay. Mbappe has a terrible match. Yeah, he does. We need to be careful because I think that there's a complacency in our defending right now that makes us vulnerable. And Benfica are not playing well at all, but we're not doing ourselves any favors defensively. We're very lax. We're giving them time on the ball. We're letting them, we're letting them get into our box way too easily. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Uh-oh. We're letting them into they're literally walking into our box. I mean, this is terrible defending. We're letting them walk into our box. No, Vini, don't lose the ball there. Come on, man. Vini, don't lose the ball there. I'm worried that Benfica can, they're not playing well, but they're going to produce something. Okay, Ardana, wait. Don't wait. Wait. Let's see this ball. It's not a bad ball, but those are kind of so unlikely to be successful. I would have maybe held up and just waited for the lines to move up. We don't have to counter so quickly now. We can play in possession and move our lines up slowly. The clock is on our side. There's no reason to rush our play. So unless, if you're going to make a pass like that, like Trent just did, unless you're really sure that you can get the ball to the forward, you shouldn't risk it because the game is not in a place where you need to risk the ball. We could have just simply moved our lines up slowly. That's a bad decision. Now Benfica's going to end up doing something at this rate. Look how passive we are. Okay, all right. The ref got in the way. Good. Okay. We need to kind of calm this down. We're giving Benfica the ball, and we're being way too lax in terms of recovering it. And then when we have the ball, we're making very bad decisions with it. I'm all in favor of a very vertical counter, and I'm all in favor of very vertical play. But you have to gauge how much you're risking the ball, and I think that we should use possession in our favor now because the clock is on our side. So I think don't risk the ball unnecessarily. You can make a long pass if you're sure it's going to get there, but if you're not sure, don't do it. Like this is a perfect example. Okay, we just coughed up the ball. That ball that went to Vini, that was not necessary, and that was a very low probability of success pass. And now Benfica has the ball again. This was not necessary. Yeah, this is just not good. This is not good. Benfica's in possession and they look pretty harmless, but we're giving them way too much space and time on the ball. Way too much. Okay, good. Thank God they suck. If they were good, we'd be in trouble. All right, what else? We need an insurance goal. I totally agree. 1-0 is risky as we approach the end. I totally agree. Our movement isn't as fluid as the last match. Very true. Vamos a luchar. Hay que luchar más, sin duda. We need a 2-0 to go back to the Bernabeu. I agree. We need one more goal. I'm not comfortable with this at all. Now Rudiger is going to give the ball back. See, what was that? Do you see what I mean? Do you guys see what I mean? What was that? Why did Rudiger do that? There was no need to do that. Why? This is exactly what I mean. Those long passes are totally unnecessary at this stage of the game in the context that we're in. Uh-oh. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Okay. Oh, they got a yellow for a dive. Thank God. That scared the crap out of me. By the way, this little shit needs to get a card at some point. This guy's causing all the trouble. Tchouaméni's interception ability has improved a lot since he joined, yes, and he's been very consistent, but his limitation is his distribution. We need subs. I totally agree. We need fresh legs, and we need something new. I think at this point, Kylian, I would probably take Kylian off. I'd probably take Kylian off at this point, maybe for Gonzalo. I think somebody like Brahim would be very useful because Brahim is very good at holding on to possession because he's very technical and very good with the ball. I think a player like Brahim would make a lot of sense to me right now. Time for sub, I agree. Are we begging again for the last whistle? Not quite begging, but certainly not playing well. Our possession play is terrible. We're basically going long from the back every single time, and it's not working, and we're giving up the ball unnecessarily. This recovery here, we have no need to lose it. Okay, now we're offensive. Let's go. Bini. Oh, good shot by Bini. Bini's playing pretty well. I mean, he's creating stuff. At least he's creating stuff. All right. Okay. Kiki get cooked. Yeah, Kiki is not having his night. Benfica are all former Olympic divers. That's hilarious. Brahim, Ceballos, Gonzalo. Brahim, Gonzalo, yes. Not Ceballos, please. I don't like Ceballos. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like him. He holds up our play. He dribbles too much. He loses the ball in the wrong parts of the pitch. Ceballos is a player that takes unnecessary risks, and this is not a kind of game where you want to take risks. Brahim and Gonzalo, yes. Not Ceballos. Take Bini off to avoid a second yellow, possibly. But Bini is the only player doing anything now. The only danger that we're creating is coming from Bini. So this is why I think I would take Kylian off instead of Bini. Kylian looks completely lost today. He has no idea what he's doing. He's done nothing, and he's totally out of sync with the rest of the team. Bini, I would probably leave on despite the yellow. We need possession now. I don't care if it's tiki-taka. I agree. We can create chances, but we don't need to rush the ball. We don't need to. Those long passes where we keep losing the ball are totally unnecessary. Get Ceballos out of this club. I hate him. I'm a little more diplomatic than you, but I understand you. Would you put another midfield in to block it more? Possibly. But I think Brahim, what we need, you need a possession player. I mean, look what Housen just did. Look what Housen just did. Was there any need to do that? Mbappe is spent at this point. Let's put in some hunger. I agree. Okay, now Kylian. Let's see if we're trying to press. Let's see. We're trying to press high, but it's one of those half-ass presses. Yeah, this is not necessarily. Oh shit. Okay. Be careful now. Okay. As we say in Spanish, menos mal que son malos. Menos mal que son malos. Thank God they suck. Because if they were good, we'd be in trouble. Panicking, we should keep score. Gigi Brahim. I agree with the Gonzalo Brahim thing. We need composure. I totally agree. What we need is calmer heads on the ball. We're giving it up way too easily. I don't like this at all. Okay. No intensity. I agree. Okay, so Benfica, very similar to us. This is a really half-ass high press, very half-ass. Now Trent, okay, good. You didn't play it long. Kiki, good job. That's good. No. We were playing the ball out beautifully until Tchouaméni screwed that one up. What's Mourinho yelling at? Do you think a leader helps in composure? Absolutely. With Toni Kroos or Luka Modric, this team would not be wasting balls the way we are. 100% right. We need a creative midfielder. I agree. I think we need a Vitinha. Arda's wonderful and creative, but he doesn't have the speed in his carries. His progressive carries don't have the kind of speed and verticality of a Vitinha, for example. I think that Arda's a better passer, but I think Vitinha is better in progressive carries. He's quicker. He dribbles faster. It's different. Arda tends to be a little bit more static. Okay, what else? What Dean's headers? Yeah, I know. Yeah, like that one. Dean's headers are all going out. Yeah, it's a little bit irritating. It's a little bit frustrating. 82nd minute. But I think this is a game, if you look at the way Benfica's playing, this is a game where if you play properly, you can get another goal. But we're not playing properly. We've dropped our intensity. We're losing the ball in possession. We're not moving our lines up properly. Look how quickly we lose the ball. And then we just boot it away. And this is, the ball does not last in our feet for more than 2 seconds, and that is the problem. We're a little bit too comfortable with one goal, and we shouldn't be. And Benfica, the way Benfica's playing, we could easily poach another goal if we played properly, but we're not playing properly. We're playing for the scoreline, and that is the kiss of death in modern football. You do not play for the scoreline. You play a certain style, and you don't get complacent because you scored a goal. That's the kiss of death. We need to control this ball. The possession does not last. Now Benfica's attacking on the left. Oh my goodness. How much space does this guy have? Oh my God. That's the last thing we need is a free kick here. Shit, a brick. This is really irritating. This is really, really irritating. Mourinho, shut up. What are you talking about? The fuck do you want? Man, seriously. Irritating is this. Hi, brother. Where are you from? I'm watching from India. My goodness, you sent a whole bunch of those. okay, Spanish parents, born in Santa Barbara, but moved to Spain when I was a year old. My entire family's from Spain. Spent most of my childhood in Spain and the U.S., but lived in a bunch of different countries. I mean, red card to Mo. Red card to Mo. Hasta luego. Hasta luego, Jose. Man, this is a weird match. This is a really weird match. Because I'll tell you what's weird about this match. That the animosity is not translating into intensity of play. So there's a lot of trash talking. There's a lot of yellow cards. There's a lot of like scuffles. And typically in games like that, you have high intensity football. Well, this is a lot of crap talking, but very docile football. It's very strange. This is a very strange match. We don't play well in these blue kits. I know it's a shame because the color is beautiful. Vini doesn't even touch him, by the way. We can't allow them to get back into the game. Yeah, I know. What a match. No better trip for him. That could be a red on Vini. Mourinho's. Well, Mourinho is a protagonist. He always needs to be in the camera. He always needs to be the center of attention. This is one of the reasons that I was kind of iffy about him when he was at Madrid. I understand his sort of attitude and all that, but he's too much of a protagonist. Real Madrid doesn't like managers that are protagonists. Real Madrid has always been about players, never about coaches. We like managers that are very low-key, Ancelotti, Zidane, Del Bosque, these kind of calm guys. We don't like these sort of very vocal type of managers. He was a little bit antithetical to the style of our club, and that's one of the reasons that, I wasn't 100% when he was here. I know he has a great competitive spirit, but I don't know. I just don't think he's for a club like Real Madrid. Real Madrid's always been about players, not managers. Which is not the case in, say, England. Like in the EPL, you have the Arsene Wenger generation and the Alex Ferguson generation, and now you have the Mikel Arteta. They're very big into sort of generational managers. Real Madrid is not. Real Madrid has always been about players. This better not go in or I'm going to break something. This better not go in or I'm going to break something. Hostias. That was a little close for comfort. We're playing with fire unnecessarily. We're playing with fire unnecessarily. This is what happens when you give up the ball and you're complacent defending and you make stupid decisions. This match does not need to look the way it does. I'm very unhappy with the way we're managing this match. Arbeloa should be on the sideline screaming at the players. Yeah, we're giving Benfica too much of the ball. That's for Courtois. Okay. Yeah, no rush. Calm down, Courtois. Calm down. There's no rush. And please, let's see how long this ball lasts. Fede, calm down. Back to Trent. Okay, good. I would rather move our lines up slowly at this stage and use the clock. And we can try to score, but we can do it in possession. What I don't want is stupid ball losses. You have to know how to manage games, but you don't. We can try to let's keep pushing our lines forward and try to score, but don't just boot the ball and lose it. That's just... Look, we're obviously playing for the clock at this point, and I have mixed feelings about it. I understand you have to be responsible with the ball, but we should be moving our lines forward. There's another imprecise long ball. Our long balls from the back have been disastrous tonight. Yeah. Okay, Brahim, there we go. Okay, Brahim has come on. This makes sense to me. Brahim is a player that can hold the ball. He's good in possession, and that's what we need now. But we can move our lines up, and we should try to score another goal. This Benfica is ripe for another goal. They're very soft defensively. Okay, there's a run. Let's go. Vamos. Carreras, oh God, with his hand again, man. How many handballs on Carreras this match? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. No! 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 Get the ball out of there. God damn it. Vini. Oh my God, Vini loses the ball. Okay, Carreras. Okay, Vini, now slow it down. You're not going to take 3 people on. Okay, that's a foul. Okay, that's a foul. Okay, now wait, move the lines up. We're going to get chances in possession. We don't have to, hey, I don't think we're very intelligent in possession right now. The foul was good because it allows us to move our lines up. We want to play in possession and move up, but we don't want to risk the ball unnecessarily.
12 minutes.
12 minutes added, my goodness. Okay, there's Brahim. Lost the ball. Great. That's not what you're here for, Brahim. To take 2 defenders on. You're here to hold the ball. 12 minutes is a long time. Yeah, I don't like the look of this at all. We're just letting Benfica come at us. Another corner kick. Oh my God, this is just so unnecessary. Now the crowd's getting into it. Shit. Oh, that was a good interception by Rudiger. Get that ball out of there. Okay. Ooh, Vini. That's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Vini was running away with that ball. And it's a yellow as well. It should be. Yeah, that's a clear yellow. That's a clear yellow. Now let's see what we do in possession. It's going to be a long 12 minutes, unnecessarily long, I agree, because I just don't think we're managing the ball very well. But aim sub doesn't make you slow down or more passer. Well, you know, he's very good on the ball, but he, you know, he has the temptation of trying to dribble through people, but I think he needs to contain that. Like, he's here to pass and to protect the ball, not to try to dribble through 10 people. But I'm not sure if Brahim understands that. Yeah, we're letting Benfica get into this match. We're letting them get into this match. We had this under control, and we've given up control of the match. Ugh. This is really frustrating. This is really frustrating because this match does not have to look this way. This is really self-inflicted pain, you know. Okay, Housen, let's see what you do with the ball now. And let's see if anybody else runs up. Oh, that was a pretty crappy ball to Kylian. All right, 3 minutes out of the 12 are gone. I just think in possession, our decision-making in possession is very poor tonight. Very, very poor tonight. I like the next sub. Okay. Why couldn't we replicate the last 10 minutes of the first half? That's a really, really good point, and I'm kind of with you. All right, Gama's coming off. Oh, God, please don't say Ceballos. Pitarch. Okay, all right, I don't know this kid. I don't know this kid. Man, that's a big decision. That's a big decision. I mean, a kid with no experience playing defensive pivot in a Champions League away from home match, it's a bit ballsy. That's a bit ballsy. All right, corner, here we go. Trent's taking this one, I think. Tchouaméni just got something thrown at him. Like, that's ridiculous, man. Dude, what is happening in the stadium, dude? Keep this crowd under control. What the hell is going on, man? They're throwing a lighter at him. Like, what the hell is that? Now they have to stop the match. I mean, you can't throw lighters at players. Like, the fuck are these people thinking? I mean, Benfica's going to get, they're going to get suspended and they'll have to play in a closed stadium at some point. Like, they're going to pay the price for this. It's just stupid. All right. That is a very weird substitution. I agree. It's a very strange substitution. Otamendi, shut up. What a terrible corner. That was far too closed. Far too closed. Carreras could have brought that ball down. But Carreras could have brought that ball down. There was no need to do what he did. That was a bad decision by Carreras. He could have controlled that ball. And if he had, we'd be in possession right now, instead of being attacked. Okay, now calm down. Okay, now Kylian 2v2. Now Vini's going to slow it up, I think. Venga, remata. Ay. Okay, now at least keep possession. At least keep possession. You couldn't turn it into a shot, but at least don't lose the ball. Okay, good. We don't have to go all the way back. We continue to attack, but be careful with the possession. Yeah, I mean, we're playing for the Carvajal. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Carvajal is more of a natural defender than Trent. Trent, obviously Carvajal doesn't have the passing and all that, but he's more of a raw defender. I think that change makes a little bit of sense, to be honest. And we do need fresh legs. We look very slow. Okay, that's good. All right, now, but let's move up. Let's all move up together. Let's move up together. Don't take everybody on. Let's try a little bit of combination play up front. There's nobody in the middle. I mean, there's literally nobody. Arda, who's there? Brahim is in the middle. Hausen out to Trent. Trent's going to play it back. Yeah, Rudiger, Hausen again. Don't go long, Hausen. Don't go long. Okay, good. Tchouaméni. Okay, carry it forward. Everybody move up together. Move up together. Yeah, we're just playing for the clock now. We're playing for the clock now, and I think I don't know. I do think that this Benfica could take another goal if we pressed, if we pushed, but we're not. It doesn't look like we have a lot of intent. But at least we're in possession and we're forward. Our lines are forward. Vini's getting fouled every time he touches the ball. Benfica look like a shadow of the team that we played 3 weeks ago. I mean, I'm serious. They look like a shadow. I don't know what the hell was it 3 weeks ago, the rain or something. They played with an intensity level 3 weeks ago, like there was like 5 times more than tonight. It's very, very strange. Carvajal and for Carreras. So who the hell is who's going to play left back? Because Carvajal can't play left back. It's ridiculous. ¿Quién coño va a jugar al lateral izquierdo? We're going to sub my left back for a right back. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, Trent is right back and Carvajal is where? Where's Carvajal? This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. All right. This isn't bad, but we can move the lines up. No, don't go long. Don't go long. Oh my God. Courtois, why? You didn't have to do that. Oh my God. We are losing the ball. So we're voluntarily coughing up the ball so stupidly. It's nauseating. This is nauseating. Oh, this was so unnecessary. we're just playing for the clock. We're playing for the clock. There was absolutely there was no need to give the ball to Benfica like this. We didn't have to do this. It's totally unnecessary. Carvajal is our new left back. I've never seen this before. He's a gritty player. Like, Carvajal's attitude is phenomenal, and he's a great defender, but I've never seen him play left back in my life. This is a first, guys. This is a first. Yeah, I know. Carvajal is left back. I know. I've never seen this before. This is insane. Days like today, I miss Ramos and Pepe. So do I, especially Ramos. Do you think we can finish the back in Madrid? In Madrid, yes, of course. Of course we can. Of course we can. Although, sometimes if we take a big lead back to the Bernabeu, we get dozy. I don't know if you remember Chelsea recently, like 3-4 years ago. Like, you know, we win 1-3 at Stamford Bridge. We go to the Bernabeu and we find ourselves down 0-3. We sometimes, if the advantage is too big, we get a little bit dozy. Now, that was a pass by Trent with the left. That was a phenomenal pass. That was with the left. That's a really good pass with the left. That was very impressive. And we won a corner. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. That's a decent spell. All right. We're almost at the 12-minute mark. Let's see if it finishes on this corner or not. I hope so. What you don't want is a counter now. What you do not want is I would maybe play the corner short. I got to be honest with you. I would maybe play it short. What is Otamendi talking about now? Man, these guys are so annoying. Just shut up and play, man. He played one time as left back in the Zidane era. I don't remember that. I mean, you might be right. Don't get me wrong. I don't remember. I don't remember it. It could very well be. Yeah, and Juventus, we coughed up 3 being dozy. It's true that sometimes when we bring a lead back to the Bernabeu, we sometimes lose concentration.
Objects.
They're throwing more objects onto the pitch, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it's come on, man. I thought football was past all this crap. Okay, this is a corner. I would play it short. They keep throwing things at Vini. It's like, what is he supposed to do?
Objects.
Yeah, they threw a bottle of water at him. I mean, come on, man. I mean, all right, this is ridiculous. All right, I think it might finish with the corner because I think the ref is sick of this. He just wants to go home. El árbitro está hasta los huevos. Se quiere ir a casa.
We need to stop.
Ay, no. Break this counter. Foul if you have to. Okay, bien. Vamos. No. Vamos, Kylian. Centra. That's it. Okay, it looks like that's it. Oh, 0-1. Okay.
I could change the microphone, okay?
The what? Yeah. Look, I thought this was a pretty mediocre performance. I think we played 10 very good minutes at the end of the first half. There was a spell of control in the second half that lasted about 10 minutes where we were really in control of the match. It was the period right after the goal where we looked comfortable in possession. We were attacking, we weren't losing the ball, and we were looking for opportunities to score, but we were doing it in an organized way without compromising the ball. That only lasted about 10 or 15 minutes. The rest of the second half was pretty crappy. Our long distribution from the back was awful. We had a tendency to make very poor decisions initiating our transition play from the back. The long balls were tremendously ineffective. Not one single long pass turned into anything meaningful. And that meant that we lost possession very, very quickly. And we almost invited Benfica back into this match. That is how I see it. I think that this is, in terms of score, it's a good score because technically you win away from home. And I think that Real Madrid as a club will be happy about that because a victory is a victory. But I think that the play was a little bit unconvincing. And I think that they're going to have to ramp it up in the Bernabeu. And if they play with this level of kind of doziness and comfort, we could find ourselves in a pickle. So the intensity and the attitude that I wanted to see were not there. And that's one of the things that I'm not happy about the match. I'm happy with the result. I think it's obviously a very favorable result. but I'm not entirely happy with the play, and it does worry me that if we play like this in the Bernabeu, I don't know, we could put ourselves in a bit of a pickle. So this was a mediocre performance. The result is better than our play, I think. We did have chances in the first half during those magical 10 minutes where we were playing proper football, but overall, I think we only played about 20% of this match properly. I think 80% of the match we played quite poorly, very slow, very static, making terrible decisions with the ball, and just, I don't know. This was a subpar performance in my view. Okay, you guys. What can I say? I really enjoyed having you guys here. It was really cool. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the support. I'm going to do a post-match because for the people that didn't watch the watch-along, I'm going to put together a post-match, which I'll put out in a little bit, and that'll kind of summarize my thoughts. But thank you for joining me. I love all of you. This was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next one. All right? Ala Madrid. Love you guys. See you soon.